We have seen for 7 years that being afraid to confront what it is we're facing, being afraid to name it, that it is radical Islamic terrorism, has left us vulnerable to jihad, to acts of terror. We've seen that in Paris, we've seen that in San Bernardino, we've seen that in Brussels. Now, that does not mean targeting Muslims. It means targeting radical Islamic terrorism. You ask, what does that mean? You know, Mayor Bloomberg in New York had a very successful program to engage with the Muslim community and to prevent radicalization and to identify radical Islamic terrorists before they carry out acts of terrorism. Mayor de Blasio came in and ended that program, said we're no longer going to do so. That was foolishness. That was political correctness run amok. It's exactly the same approach that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton follow, of refusing to acknowledge who our enemies are. Now, our enemies are not every Muslim. Our enemy is radical Islamic terrorists, are the jihadists that seek to murder us. And it is the heart of law enforcement and national security to prevent those who are waging war on you from actually carrying out their attempted acts of war.
Beyond just having relationships with mosques, having law enforcement have ongoing relationships with mosques, which happens, frankly, in many cities with the FBI and local police departments in many cities currently in the United States. Are you saying going beyond that? Because it does sound like in your statement, empowering law enforcement to patrol and secure Muslim neighborhoods, I still don't quite understand what that means.
It's very simple. It's doing what law enforcement does in any circumstance. If you have a neighborhood where there is a high level of gang activity, the way to prevent it is you increase the law enforcement presence there, and you target the gang members to get them off the street.
But you're talking about Muslim neighborhoods, not radicals particularly.
I am talking about any area where there is a higher incidence of radical Islamic terrorism. If you look at Europe, Europe's failed immigration laws have allowed a massive influx of radical Islamic terrorists into Europe, and they are now in isolated neighborhoods where radicalism festers.